All right, welcome to another episode of Gin and Truth. I'm the captain of this ship, Robert motherfucking Reed. Got a tumble full of handles, got a mind full of thoughts. Let's go. All right, gang, let's jump into this shit. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Papa just ran in. What's going on, Papa? I swear, you guys can smell when I'm getting ready to do a show. Well, at least you guys aren't fighting. Here we go. Hey. What's going on? Yeah. What is it? I've been gone for 5 hours. That's too long. Yeah, that's sitting on some bullshit. Here, hold on. And there they go. There they go. Oh, here we go. Wait for it. Papa wants to start some shit. Can y'all hear it? Papa, you are always starting some bull. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, the meat of today's rotted sandwich. Don't hang up on me. Do not hit this unsubscribe button. It's Cliff fucking Connectly. But it's not really Cliff. It's the fucking topic. Okay. I saw it. I listened to it for about 5 seconds. I was like, okay, we're going to do this one. But gang, the kind of real reason why I'm doing this one, other than the topic, is I swear before God and four more white people, this morning I had a conversation with myself because I'm crazy. But it's why don't I? Right? I'm sitting here and you see the pictures and people send me, little 30-second videos. I'm like, oh, you should be here. I was like, oh, I'd rather die. But why is it I don't like watching football with other people? Now, mainly because there are people there and they're breathing. And English words come out of their mouth sometimes. Sometimes those English words are pointed at me and they expect me to use English words in return. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like that. I just want to be left alone. I want to sit with my motherfucking alcohol, my 64-inch screen, and I just want to sit. That's it. And I get it. I totally get it, right? I am not football's target audience, even though I used to play. They need that rambunctious, that loud, the screaming, the yeah, dude. I'm just not that. So I don't enter their home, right? But what just really kicks me in my dick in terms of, it's cold in a motherfucker, but what just really kicks me in my dick, gang, when it comes to this fucked up ass topic, I'll get my pants later. That sounded bad. Back on topic. Is there's a phrase that I can't stand, and I'm true, real talk here. It's the phrase, what I would have done. The few times that I have accepted invitations to watch football with people, again, one, I am normally the only person in the room that has any real football playing success, right? And so when I hear the phrase, what I would have done, it irks my fucking soul. Now, again, I don't belong in that atmosphere. I acknowledge that. But the few times I've done it and I've gone, I was like, this is why I don't go. This is straight sitting on some bullshit. But the reason why it bothers me, gang, it's the arrogance to think that your monkey ass that's got no fucking experience, no real, okay, fine. Boy, you were a stud in the 7th fucking grade. You played a single season. You were on the fucking B team. You were the placeholder. Oh, hold on. Ken's going to be mailing you a gold jacket anytime there, fuck nuts. Right? But it's the arrogance to sit there and act like you know what time it is. Now, here's the thing, gang. I don't have to look at you to be able to tell that you didn't play football. Football players come in all shapes and sizes. Now, I'm very stereotypical, but I'll take it like Zach Thomas. 99.9% he's like, what the fuck's a Zach Thomas? Zach Thomas has a gold jacket. That's Hall of Fame. Played at Texas Tech when I was at Texas. Zach Thomas had the robust physique of motherfucking Barney Rubbles. The fuckface ran the 40 in 7.5 days flat. You're just like, Couldn't block him. Zach was fucking incredible, right? So my point is, you don't have to look at someone to tell whether they played football or not. Listen to how they talk, right? I can tell you who played, who has real experience versus someone who just picked up a catchphrase on a pregame show. Case in point, I think I've explained this once or twice, but we got some new followers, so go fuck yourself. Cover two. There's nothing new or revolutionary. It's a defensive package. There's nothing new or revolutionary about cover two. Cover two was there before I played. The thing about cover two, at least when I played and before, it was normally a pass defense, quote unquote, only. You put cover two in, you would deploy cover two when you knew pretty much for a fact that your opponent didn't have much of a choice but to pass. Right? There are certain situations. The clock's not on their side. They have to get big chunks of yards. They've got minimal timeouts. You have to put the ball in the air, right? When it's third in motherfucking Cincinnati, Ohio, you're not running an A-gap blast. Chances are you're going to try and get big chunks of yardage. That's when you would normally deploy cover two. Papa, I can never get my shit together for these goddamn shows. I need some chapstick. You guys go fuck yourself. I just had something salty before I sat down. So there's nothing revolutionary. There's nothing new about cover two. Now, the reason why it's the topic of conversation now, in the 90s, the mid-90s, the late 90s, Coach Tony Dungy, former player, head coach, the fuckface was revolutionary in his thinking. Tony Dungy found a way to make cover two an every down package. He was so good at it that one of the best defenses ever in NFL history, when you start talking about the 85 Bears, the steel curtain from the 70s, you cannot have a discussion about the best defenses of all time without talking about those 1990s and early 2000s Tampa Bay Buccaneers. John Lynch, Derek Brooks, Warren Sapp. These motherfuckers, it was a bloodletting. They tried to hurt you, and they did it while running cover two, okay? To kind of honor Tony Dungy, people started calling cover two Tampa two. Now, I would go to some of these watch parties, totally miserable, but still with a smile on my face, because I'm not a jackass. I don't want to ruin it for everybody else. And you would sit there and listen to the guys. And there's a handful of topics that every man is an expert on, apparently. One, weightlifting. The fuckface could be violently out of shape. It's his first time in a gym in 35 years. He sees a lady over there doing bicep curls. You know what he's going to do? You want to know how to do that, baby? Go fuck yourself. The other one is self-defense. The motherfucker doesn't even have a yellow belt in any art form. Fuck around and let his woman get a self-defense class. What the first thing he's going to, what'd you learn? That doesn't work, baby. Let me show you. Shut the fuck up. You're going to show her shit. You don't know what you're talking about. The third thing is football. Every man is a fucking expert about football. May not have ever played it, but apparently he knows everything about it. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening to the guys, intellectually masturbate. I would never interrupt. Then, you can clearly tell that their wives or girlfriends didn't give a fuck. It's like, baby, you know what just happened? You know what that was, baby? Silly woman, broad. You don't know football, but I do. That was Tampa too. I know you didn't play. You want to know why? You know what football players call Tampa 2? We call it cover 2. You want to know why? There's nothing special about it. It's been around since fucking football. So I can just sit and listen to the people and be like, you don't know what you're talking about, right? You go to your motherfucking Whole Foods, right, for $23 a pound, super exotic Brazil nuts. You know, he's like, are you fucking kidding me? Do you know what they call Brazil nuts in Brazil? They call them nuts. And they just pick them off the street. Eat 2 of them, use the other 25 as projectile weapons. As their friend comes up, watch, I'm going to get that motherfucker. Right? Here in America, we go broke buying them. Over there, they're just called nuts. So if you just sit and you listen to someone talk, you can realize you're faking it. You got no fucking clue what the hell it is you're talking about, do you? Gang, which brings me to the fuck face de jour, Cliff fucking Knechtle. Again, this isn't so much about Cliff, gang, as it is the subject matter. So let's go ahead and hit it with the Autobot transform and roll out. What do you see? This bullshit. It's the top one because Uncle Bobby's a fuck face, and I did not hit it at all because I'm stupid. So it's this one right here. So let's go ahead and click on it.
So
God damn it.
So you're
Be more careful. Okay, so I found it with some fuck face name.
You're completely okay with
really?
God.
This fuck face name Elijah Ezekiel. I probably fucked his name all the way up. Okay, this motherfucker's got 24,000 subs. This video has almost 80,000 views. Are you fucking kidding me, gang? You know what to do. Hit the like, the subscribe, do the commenting, the sharing, do all the blase, take a break, then knock out some of those motherfucking flavonoids. Atheist tries to debunk God with evolution and it backfires. Wow. Okay. Yeah, no. How much you guys want to bet Cliff fucking Knechtle says the exact same bullshit that they all say? But before I start this fucked up ass tape, this is what I'm talking about. Half of being smart is knowing what you're dumb at. That's the problem with the God song and dance, right? When you are talking about science, science admits ignorance. That gives you the ability to drive forward and go find that information that you lack. The Bible in Christianity claims we already have all the answers. So they've got no need to admit that they're dumb. There's nothing wrong, gang, with being ignorant. The crime, or let me use Christian language, the sin is remaining ignorant, right? Christians, shut the fuck up. Okay, a timeless, spaceless, immaterial, disembodied mind didn't sit his monkey ass on a cloud, just sit there and say, monkey, orangutan, chimpanzee, spider monkey. It didn't happen. Stop it. Okay? Evolution is an incredibly slow fucking process. And it happens on such a minute level. Now, again, you just don't wake up one morning with a third eyeball smack dab in the middle of your fucking forehead. That's not fucking evolution. So stop it. Right? But I promise you, whatever fucking Cliff is getting ready to say, it's going to be horrible. And the sad part is, it's not that Cliff is going to sit here and flex his ignorance. Is that Elijah is going to sit there on the bottom of that screen and jerk him off for doing so. So, gang, we're going to hit it with the blow-ups. You wait. Gang, we're going to hurt on this one. We're going to bleed. You guys ready? Let's roll the tape.
With the theory of evolution,
Pause the tape.
Cliff gives an
What's
amazing.
taking it so long? Pause the tape. Stop debating fucking kids. Stop it. Okay? You're on a fucking, one of y'all put it in the comments. That is, you're a predator on a fucking college campus. If you're on a college campus, Cliff, stop talking to what looks to be this 19, 20-year-old girl. Go sit down and talk to an evolutionary biologist. But no, you can't do that because that doesn't get you paid, right? Ray Comfort did it with that fucked up ass, what he calls a movie. I just hit the shit out of myself. Evolution versus God. Oh, Ray went and talked to biologists, but the thing is, he talked at them. He didn't talk to them. He wanted one piece of evidence to show that evolution is where it's at. The problem is they didn't meet Ray Comfort's definition of evolution. Ray Comfort is not a scientist. Ray Comfort is a lying sack of shit because he's been told this before, right? A dog doesn't fuck a monkey and then out of it come this half raccoon, half possum, half fucking rattlesnake, half tarantula amalgamation of just mutated shit. That's not evolution, right? Again, you're a real big man, Cliff, and all you Christians. Way to sit down with a 20-year-old girl and put the screws to her so that you can put this on your fucking website. Oh my God, roll the tape.
Response. Let's get right into it. Shout at the Cliff and give me an answer.
I would like to ask you, as an American Christian, do you feel victimized by the secularism in our society? I mean, do you feel that secularists are trying to take away your religion? So, as an example, not allowing public school dictated prayer in public schools. Do you feel that is secularism taking away your right to believe and worship?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Good, Cliff. Good. Real good.
Especially, it's kind of surprising. So you're completely okay with not teaching creationism in schools?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you believe that evolution is an accurate theory?
And I have the
Not
utmost
necessarily,
respect for
no.
Wait, what did he
professors who
say?
teach evolution as a process.
If not teaching creationism in schools?
Yeah.
So you believe that evolution is an accurate theory?
And I have the
Not
utmost
necessarily,
respect for
no.
Okay, pause the tape. Elijah, you're out of the fucking conversation, right? Go fuck yourself. And whatever Cliff's getting ready to tap dance with, this fuckface sat there. He's like, no. Okay, take off your fucking headphones. Close your laptop. Evolution is a cornerstone. Jesus H. Christ, Bundy, make sure I'm not fucking this up. It is a foundational pillar of modern fucking science, right? It spins off into medicine, the shit that you're doing. Stop talking about the shit that you don't know. And here's the thing, in case a Christian sees this, I am telling you, I'm dumb than a motherfucker. I scrambled and scratched. This is where I came up with that phrase. I told you my best friend growing up, the motherfucker could sit there next to a textbook and not even touch it. It's like, again, Neo with the motherfucking Matrix. And plug in, I know Kung Fu. Next thing you know, Louis got the whole book memorized. I don't think Louis made his first B, and literally, until he went to fucking college. And even then it was like an 89.4. So they couldn't round it up. I had to study like 9 times as hard, and my dumbass is coming home with C's. That's when, to end my frustration, I realized half of being smart is knowing what you're dumb at, Chris. If you do, it's just obvious. You don't have what Louis got. You don't have what little Mike's got. That's not who you are. Yeah, it sucks, but guess what? You're going to have to buckle down, and the answer is yes. You're going to have to study 900 times as hard to get 1/10 of the same fucking result. That's who you are. So I'm admitting that I'm not an evolutionary biologist. That's why I always say, Bundy, make sure I'm not fucking this up. Because I'm admitting where I am dumb so that I can go get the knowledge to not be an expert on it, but at minimum, don't sound like Cliff Connectley and this motherfucker and Ray Comfort. If evolution is true, why don't we see the crocoduck? Okay, those guys are on your team. Again, the reason why they don't prove evolution to your satisfaction, because your definition of evolution is so fucking stupid that it's not even a part of the conversation. Jesus H. Christ, roll the tape. What is Cliff talking about?
professors who teach evolution as a process. My problem is with the intellectual dishonesty of so many professors
What?
who teach evolution not as a process, but as an origin. And they do.
Wait, as an origin? Okay, here we go again. Bundy, make sure I'm not fucking this all the way up. Okay, as an origin? Okay, I think I see where he's going with this. Maybe I'm wrong, but no, Cliff. Evolution doesn't tell us how we got here. Once we get here, wherever here is, evolution is everything after that. Okay, if he's talking about evolution, because I've heard them say this before, right? Like, if evolution is true, why don't you see a tornado go through a junkyard? Now put you together like a Porsche Carrera. Okay, shut the fuck up. Right? That's up there with arguing free will. Right? If you tape a football game and come back and watch it, did you rob the football players of free will? Shut the fuck up. Right? Go stick your thumb up your ass. Go waste someone else's time with that bullshit. Right? Evolution as an origin. Okay, if he's talking about how we got here, evolution doesn't speak to that. It's here's the point, and evolution talks to everything after that. Roll the tape.
Do that in the name of science. That is intellectually dishonest. I am convinced.
What are you talking?
Evolution as an origin is not science, it's philosophy. It's a philosophy of science. And I've had the privilege of debating several evolutionists who have pointed out very clearly that to try and use science to prove God is intellectually dishonest.
Okay, pause the tape. I have a problem with that. I do. You know what? You guys go fuck yourself. Let's look up on the people's iPhone of knowledge. Let's see this motherfucker. All right. Cliff Knechtle. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this fuckface is like okay. He's a YouTuber, pastor at Grace Community, graduate of Davidson. Okay, hold on. Overview. A graduate of Davidson College and Gordon Conwell Theological Seminary. Spends his time. Okay, I don't see anything on here. What does he do for a living? Christian preacher, author, senior pastor. Okay, nothing on there says evolutionary biologist. Doesn't even have a bachelor's of science in biology. Gang, do you have any idea the balls? I'm actually more shocked that because he said he debated evolutionists, as you call them. No. Hey, let's go back over here. So, like, about the only person who really gets it at work is my work wife. And she'll tell me, don't talk to him. He's not good. No, don't do it. Okay, fine. Fuck it. Don't talk to me about football. If you want to say I watched a game and this is what I liked and stuff like that, fine. But if you're going to try and debate me on finer points or tell me the definition of this versus the definition, don't waste my time. Right? Because I'm like, how far did you get again? Again, I'm not super arrogant that I'm going to tell you I know everything, but do not debate me. Don't debate me. There's no debate to be had, right? Kaji Kimbo, I'm a 7th degree fucking black belt. Do I know everything? No. I'll openly admit it. But if you've never even put on a gi and tied your belt and you want to talk to me about the finer points of long 7, I'm not going to, no. You know, when you do the tiger walk, Uncle Bobby, what I think you should say, shut the fuck up. You don't even know what a tiger walk is. Again, you saw it on a kung fu flick. Now you want to, I just stop. My point is the balls that this motherfucker has to think that he's qualified to share. Again, if you want to sit here and debate the existence of a God, that's one thing. But if you're going to go to the mat with an evolutionary, but again, clearly this was done for entertainment value because that takes balls, son. If you've never played football before a day in my life, in your life or in mine. They're like, my work wife cats are like, don't talk. He's not gonna talk. Okay, fine. You're not gonna like it. It was like, get the fuck away from me. It's your monkey ass gonna tell me what a jumbo package is because you heard it on a pregame show. Get the fuck out of here. That's what this is. You've got the balls, the temerity to debate an evolutionary by, again, half of being smart's knowing what you're dumb at. That's why Cliff Connectley sounds like this. We're not making it through this bullshit.
And they've been equally honest to try and they've said, and to try and use science to disprove God is intellectually dishonest.
I would say that
Pause and take. It's not intellectually dishonest. It's fruitless. God's not in the equation. Just like football's not in the equation. When you're running 105-degree temperature, you're bleeding out of every hole in your body, it's all kinds of fucked up. They're not talking about cover two. Football is nowhere in the medical diagnosis business, right? It's just not part of it. God is nowhere in the science business, right? Scientists are trying to disprove God. Actually, God's not a topic of fucking conversation. Bundy, how much time do you spend talking about God and the resurrection when you're doing your fucking biology and trying to figure shit out real time? Right? So it's like, they think it's intellectually dishonest that science is trying to disprove God. I'm going to one up you. It's not a topic of conversation. It's just not. Roll the tape.
you cannot compare faith, something that rests completely on a person's belief and not necessarily any need for evidence. You can't really compare that to a way of thinking that relies entirely on evidence. Faith is all about proving, and this is right. Science is about disproving. You can never prove something in science. You can only disprove or support.
I disagree.
God damn, pause the tape. Cliff, just walk off the stage. She just whipped your monkey ass. You guys catch that? They didn't say her name, so we're going to call her Samantha. Samantha fucking nailed it. There's the difference between science and faith. Again, faith gives you answers that can never be questioned. Science presents you questions that may never get answered. Right? And she's right. It's not about right and wrong. Jesus, Bundy, make sure I'm not fucking this up. It's about here's what's on the table. And it's on the table because the best current information fits this model. So again, the earth, the age of the earth, right? Okay. According to our calculations with what we have available, 13 billion years old. Oh, what's that? No, fuck me in the ass sideways. So it looks like we forgot some shit. Okay, that's just sitting on some bullshit. Okay, it's now 13 and a half billion. Fuck. We fucked this all the way up. Okay. But I wasted my time. I could have had a motherfucking V8. Okay, let's get sitting on some bullshit. Let's see what. All right. 13.75. She's right. Whatever, if you want to call this a debate, you just lost. She's right. Rewind that, Samantha. Holy shit, kid. You need to teach a class. Roll the tape.
Prove something in science. You can only disprove or support.
I disagree.
Fuck you, Cliff.
You can only disprove or support. Science is about disproving. You can never prove something in science. You can only disprove or support.
I disagree. My brother is involved in genetic research.
Roll the tape. Look at his. Look how he does that. It's like a kid. I'm gonna take my ball and go home now. She just schooled the shit out of you, my dude. Just admit it. Now let's hear about his fucked up ass brother. Roll the tape.
Help the body take in the new liver and kidney without rejecting it. He's a transplant surgeon. He does research.
Wow, holy shit.
I can promise you, my brother is trying to find out how to genetically manipulate things so that the transplants that he makes will be accepted by the body. So I view science as a tremendous, fantastic area of knowledge where we're trying to discover how to solve problems. We're not just trying to negate things. We're trying to follow the evidence. Where does the evidence lead?
Right.
I think that's super interesting what Sean says. I feel like if evolution were real, we would be living in a Star Wars movie with all kinds of random intelligent humanoids.
What?
Yeah, I think that's such a great point. Like, why are humans the only ones who have mutated to such a higher order?
Okay, pause the tape. Elijah, do us a favor and never make another video about evolution ever again. Please go fuck yourself. Okay. So apparently he's talking to some motherfucker in his side chat, I guess. If evolution were true, basically, why don't we see the Star Wars Cantina uh scene? I don't even know what to say to that. That is so far off base. I don't even know what the fuck it is you're talking about. Just roll this. God damn.
Why? That's something I think we need to think about.
No.
But a lot of times people use evolution as a process to say this is how the world begins, all from nothing in one mutation.
Pause the tape. What did I tell you? Oh, man. I have brain damage. I don't sleep. I'm of average intelligence. And I drink too goddamn much. And I can tell you everything that he just said is fucking wrong. What? Jesus H. This motherfucker. You are killing me, Elijah.
But a lot of times people use evolution as a process to say this is how the world begins.
Pause the tape. No. No. That's not evolution. You are not in the right conversation. Right? Here's evolution talks about everything after. Evolution doesn't tell you how we got here. Evolution tells you how we have changed to fit whatever environment we are in. And by we, I mean apes, motherfucking bacteria, fish. You just name whatever the fuck. And I think I've heard words like abiogenesis. I'm not a scientist, so I'm not going to sit here and lie, nor am I going to waste your time looking up shit on Google. I'm not a fucking professor at this. But what I can tell you is that he just uttered some bullshit. Evolution does not tell us that everything came from nothing. That's some Ray Comfort bullshit. Okay, we're not getting through this game. I don't have enough alcohol for that.
To think about. But a lot of times people use evolution as a process to say this is how the world begins,
Nope.
all from nothing in
No.
one mutation from mutation from mutation from mutation. And that's how we got here. Obviously, it's way more complex than that. But the problem is they use that to say, you see, over this natural process proves that there is no God. That's the problem.
Yeah, Paul, again, if we're talking about straight up scientists, they're not saying that. See, this proves God. No, God is not in the fucking conversation. And I remember long time ago, there was some Peyton's Place level shit going on at work. And I told y'all I never have, and I will probably never be interested. I don't care who you have sex with, man to man, woman to woman, woman to man, fucking around on your husband. Hey, that's your bed to sleep in, literally. And people at work were just, oh my God. And I remember I was going out with some coworkers that I really love and trust. It wasn't for that, but the topic came up and I was out of it. I was like, waiter, can I get some more of this bullshit? I don't care. I don't care. I never have. Well, that's delicious in a motherfucker. Someone was just getting really animated. So I finally had to step in. I'm like, what is your problem? And this person just got huffy and puffy that apparently one of our coworkers was cheating on their spouse with someone who was married. I was like, but why do you care so much? It's got nothing to do with you. And this person just went off and it was just a whole, it's a direct reflection upon me. And I'm like, your ego's too big. I love you. You know that. And I would take a bullet for you, but your head's too fucking big. Because let me tell you something. Let's say it's 100% true that this person is fucking around on their spouse with someone who's married. Let's say that's 100% true. It's got nothing to do with you. If this person is fucking, and while the act is going on, they're not talking about you. They're not saying your name. It's got nothing to do with you. It's not a reflection upon you. Right? And it is what I'm talking about with this bullshit. Right? I mean, Elijah's just sitting there with his monkey ass just talking out the side of his neck.
But the problem is they use that to say, you see, over this natural process proves that there is no God.
Exactly my point. That it's like my coworker talking about this. This is a direct reflection on me. It's got nothing to do with you. I promise you, scientists aren't sitting there like, okay, let's get this test tube. Get the little Bunsen burner. No, you see that residue right there, fuckface? That proves that there is no God. Your God is not a topic of conversation. When they go in and they do their equations, they study atoms and nucleoids and all this other bullshit. Nowhere in the fucking conversation, maybe at Ken Ham's art museum, that's sitting on some bullshit. Nowhere in the conversation, in any of the equations, not before or after the plus sign, nothing speaks to God when scientists are performing science. It's got nothing to do with Christianity. Roll this fucked up ass tape.
That's the problem I have with it.
You do that by systematically testing in a way that you can either support or disprove, but
Yes.
can never prove.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can't compare faith and science. You can't use science to try to prove God, because how can you prove something with science? Science doesn't prove, it only supports or disproves. And God, by definition of faith, cannot be proven. It cannot be, you can say, oh, well,
Interesting.
you know,
Right.
I feel God in me.
Right.
I feel a spiritual connection. I can, when I read the Bible, I feel that connection with something greater than me.
Right.
But those are only feelings.
Okay.
And,
I
and science can show them in an MRI.
Gang, Samantha's over here fucking killing it. I'm not even close to bullshit. Someone get this child motherfucking lab coat so she can teach some motherfucking people. I'm not that smart, but I can tell you this child is smart than a motherfucker. Samantha, you keep doing what you're doing. Holy shit, roll this fucked up ass tape.
We were kind of talking about feelings earlier and love, and you can see that in an MRI. So
Okay, I would express it differently. I would say there is evidence that God exists. Not scientific evidence, but philosophical, rational.
Okay, then you ain't got shit. Pause the tape. I was almost waiting for him to say that. You've got evidence. It just doesn't lead to a proof. Evidence is rape. Rape proves that God exists. Go fuck yourself. I've got evidence. The Holocaust. A dog taking a shit. Stomach cancer. You got evidence, Christians. It just doesn't lead to a proof. Again, if all you want to sit here and jerk off, we're getting some more of this shit, gang. Go fuck yourself. Holy shit. If you just want to sit here, again, philosophical I fucking hate philosophy. Right? And before our other channel got taken down, it was actually explained to me. But yeah, apparently these fuck faces, they're doing philosophy wrong. Shock, surprise, right? But yeah, if all you got is philosophy, if all you got are arguments, hashtag professional. You just say it. And I'm serious when I say that. Fucking save it. Right? Because some of us are hanging our hats on actual motherfucking factual. You're just interested in the bullshit, which is fine. Fine. just go jerk off in little fucked up ass circles. Again, I told you, round up all the Christian apologists. And if they just want to sit there and put a thumb up their ass while they circle jerk each other off, talking about philosophy and the theological argument and the moral argument, I wouldn't care. But the problem is they take that shit out of their fucked up ass circles and then they flex it on everyone else. Well, is rape objectively wrong? I don't even care, my dude. You just said that you don't care about rape. It's not what I said. I don't care about your stupid qualifier. I don't care because it doesn't affect the bottom line. So again, if all you got is your philosophical evidence, fine, fine. Just like I don't go to football games, I don't belong in that atmosphere. Trust and believe you will never catch me in one of these fucked up ass circle jerks. Roll the tape.
Reasoning evidence. Order and design demand an intelligent mind. In my observation of life, 100 times out of 100, when I see order and design, it points me to a designer. A beautiful piece of art demands an artist. A delicious meal demands a chef. A magnificent building demands an architect and a builder. When I stand at the foot of Mount Rushmore, if I say, wow, isn't it amazing the way the water dripped over the rock? Oh, there's George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, there's Teddy Rough Rider Roosevelt. That's ludicrous. The order and design of Mount Rushmore demands a...
Christians, please go fuck yourselves. Pause the tape. Gang, I saw this new little wonder boy that they have, this Wes, whatever his name is, who's blowing shit up. I've heard some other stuff that he said, and he's their newest hot shit. He even put out a video. And apparently people are blowing, please debate me next. I'm like, why? Do you know what he sounds like? All the other Christian apologists. Cliff Knechtle is saying exactly what Ray Comfort says. A painting requires a painter. Just stop. This is nothing new. Keep your bullshit in your churches. Keep your bullshit in your little philosophical fucked up ass classes that apparently you're doing wrong. No. Your first mistake is calling this what the fuck? Gang, you think I'm bullshitting. All I saw, because my window's open, and out of the corner of my eye, I just see this pointy white thing. Gang, the first thing I thought of, probably because of the Trump presidency, these motherfuckers are part of the Ku Klux Klan. You guys were going to hear me run out of this house and you would have heard screaming. Let me tell you something about Uncle Bobby, and I'm not even close to bullshit, especially with my family's past. No, I don't. If the shit's going down, I'm going down swinging. Yeah, motherfucking Klanman next door to me. Y'all would have never seen me again. I'm going to jail. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I'm such a fuckface. She's lifting up a white lawn chair. And it's very pointy. I was like, this motherfucker's part of the goddamn Klan. Okay, where was I? I'm dead. We were going to have a different conversation. Where was I? Fuck it. Again, your first mistake is assuming this is a design. Okay? You're using your own vocabulary words so that you can plug in your own conclusions. The problem is your own vocabulary hasn't been proven, and your conclusions as a result are erroneous. Translation, they're fucking wrong. You're not even throwing a dart at the fucking dartboard. Again, you're just literally sitting there with your thumb up your ass. Painting, painter. Again, it's what Ray says. Painting requires a painting. Building requires a building. Builder. Blah, 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 blah. So design requires a designer. Please go fuck yourself with your stupid fucking analogies. Roll the tape. I really thought that was a Ku Klux Klan gang.
Sculpture. Mr. Borglund, I think was his name. See, order and design, in my experience, demands an intelligent mind. If anybody tries to convince me that this sweater came about as a result of a hurricane passing through a cotton field, I don't agree. I got a real problem with that.
I would definitely agree that that you need a designer to create something as simplistic as a material object like your sweater. I think that it takes the beauty and magnificence of evolution and time and trial and error and species having mistakes in their DNA and being born and either being successful or unsuccessful. That is design. Evolution is design. It is a chaotic design, and without your godly intelligence behind it, but it is nonetheless beautiful and can be shown through scientific exploration, because you cannot deny all of the evidence supporting evolution. There has
Oh,
not
they can.
been a piece of evidence disproving the theory. And
as a process, but not as an origin. See, the question, is there an intelligent mind behind the process of evolution, is not a scientific question. It's a philosophical question. So what do you
Again, if you really want to get to the nuts and bolts, go talk to an again, you are on a college campus, but instead you want to lock horns with a 20-year-old girl. I'm officially not impressed. Right? Again, Mount Rushmore, his watch, sweater, all the other bullshit that he named, they're all inanimate. They're all inanimate. Again, I'm sure I'm fucking this up. Bundy, make sure I am saying this right. When we talk about evolution, be it bacteria or me, right? We're talking about a living something. And so again, we can't have the same fucking conversation, Cliff. And again, if you would sit down, and wouldn't that be something if he was on the same campus as motherfucking Bundy? Holy shit, dude, you got to fucking stream that. But this is what I'm talking about. You aren't King Kong because you sat there and according to you, and I'm sure you never, oh, he owned that little girl epic style. No, he actually didn't. If all you're going to do is sit there, and that's what he's doing, he's quoting Ray Comfort. You either don't know or you don't even give a shit how stupid that makes you sound. Roll the tape. I can't take much more of this.
think?
Okay, but I don't. Has evolution or like the process of genes in that been completely proven, as in the way of mutation of things mutating and creating something totally new and actually working? Here's the problem.
What?
Atheists or evolutionists will say, if we just have enough time, evolution there will be enough processes of elimination and
Pause the tape. Elijah, you need to stop talking on the strength. It's not that if we have enough time, we already have that kind of time. Okay. What you see in front of you right now, this Homo sapien, it's not what we look like how many hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years ago. I told you it is a very small process, right? You just don't wake up one morning. If every man on the planet woke up with a 27-foot dick, we would die out. Because if the female vagina does not mutate accordingly, where are you going to put that thing, guys? Give me a break. It's going to be real fun. Look at all this goddamn meat. I'm big than a motherfucker. Every woman's going to tell you, I don't. Not here, you're not. You're not going to give her a motherfucking hysterectomy with that goddamn thing. You blow her brains out. Right? So they have this real fucked up ass definition of what they think evolution is. And so again, he caught what he said, right? Well, atheism does not speak to fucking evolution. And if you guys would ever shut up long enough, you would understand that. We do have the time because we can start here and we can go backwards and see what sharks used to look like, what humans used to look like, what termites used to look. We can go all the way back, as far back as whatever the fuck Bundy will tell us. We have this. But both Cliff and Elijah, you are too dumb to admit that you are not smart. This is why you continue to run the same laps around the stupid track. Roll the tape. Shit.
things that work, and over time we'll get a right cell or molecule that will actually work, and over time this
He's
is how
just
we'll
making
get
shit
here.
up now.
So essentially they need the time of the gaps instead of the God of the gaps, like
No,
we always say.
no.
Atheists like to say, well, you just put God in the gaps that we don't
do.
understand yet.
You do.
Well, they just put time in the
No.
gaps that we don't understand
Again,
yet.
pause the tape. We're not having the same discussion. No. Everything that boy just puked out of his fucking mouth is absolutely wrong. Well, if we just have enough time, we have that time. We can go back, look in the rearview mirror, and with motherfucking science, we can tell you, yeah, fuckface. I remember seeing something on the eye and how it evolved. And again, I'm going to completely fuck this up. But it started out like this, again, on like fucking, I don't know what the fuck, amoeba, or whatever the fuck. But the fuck face, was probably as big as this, if that much. And I don't fuck it all. But some light sensitive eye patch or whatever the fuck. And you go way back 14 billion, I don't know, years, day, I fuck if I know. But that light sensitive eye patch, you move forward, that's why we have eyes. Right? There's your stupid, admittedly, stupid person's explanation on why we have eyes. And if you want to know the actual answer, stop listening to me and go talk to an evolutionary biologist. Cliff could go get that answer in less than 30 minutes. Nothing that Elijah is saying is standing on business, because Elijah and Cliff are not smart enough to admit where they are dumb. Roll the tape.
Is it more reasonable to believe
Oh,
that
here we
behind the
go.
amazing process of evolution there's an intelligent mind? Or do you think it's more reasonable to believe behind the amazing process of evolution there's no intelligent mind? It's all just chance and fate. What's more reasonable?
Reasonable or comforting?
Reasonable and
Ah!
plausible.
Oh, okay. I've got the right mind to pause the tape in the Samantha. Girl, you just going to do your thing. I'm just going to, holy shit. This child, you don't need me. You're not that you asked me, Uncle Bobby, go fuck yourself. Listen to that.
Apps that we don't understand yet.
Is it more reasonable to believe that behind the amazing process of evolution there's an intelligent mind? Or do you think it's more reasonable to believe behind the amazing process of evolution there's no intelligent mind? It's all just chance and fate. What's more reasonable?
Reasonable or comforting?
Reasonable and plausible.
Pause the tape, gang. I'm struggling not to pause the tape in the tape. What's more reason? They do this all the time, right? Go fuck yourself. You're going to sit there and give this 20-year-old girl who just schooled your monkey ass, by the way. You're going to give this 20-year-old girl what's probably a false dichotomy, right? Well, is it this or is it that? And she, Samantha, child, you are fucking amazing. You understand me? You keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, Samantha, mwah, you were chef's kiss. That was wonderful. She's right. Right? What's more reasonable, or is it comforting? She nailed them. You want to know why? Because you're going to have to be uncomfortable, Cliff, Elijah, Ray Comfort, all you motherfuckers. If you really want to know this information, you are going to have to admit ignorance, which is very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Samantha, you are amazing. You are beyond intelligent. You got wit. You can think on your feet. You did not put up with the bullshit. Uncle Bobby's proud. Gang, Uncle Bobby's only giving you one big motherfucking problem. So as a result, Uncle Bobby's going to give you one big motherfucking solution. Wallowing in your ignorance. Shut the fuck up. That's the problem, gang. That's the problem. Again, there's nothing wrong with starting out with ignorance. We all do. The problem is remaining in that state. And what's really frustrating about shit like this is he goes on these college campuses and has these fucked up ass debates and discussions when there's a philosophy department and a science department right there. He's probably fist fucking philosophy. And if you really wanted to make sure you're doing it right, you wouldn't go, ask fuckface Frank Turk. But more to this point, stop talking to a 20-year-old undergrad who does not have her bachelor's yet. Everything that you're talking about, if you really wanted to know the answer, you would go talk to an actual evolutionary biologist. That's what's frustrating to me. Right? If you're sitting there complaining how hungry you are, you're on the front doorstep of a restaurant, and I'm looking in your hand, and you got $1,000 cash. But you can't stop talking about the hunger pangs and, oh my God, I'm losing weight by the second. If you just walk in there and give them money, they will give you food in return. This is an easy problem to solve. And when you just keep rolling around, like, oh, this is just sitting on some bullshit. I haven't eaten in 5 days. You've got $1,000 in your hand. There's a restaurant that's open for 9 hours a day. They're not kicking you out. They're not, you just walk in. Here, what? If you want, here, I've got some money. Watch how this works. I'm giving you money. Thank you. Can I have my food? Thank you. Now watch me eat it. See, I'm no longer hungry. See how easy it out? Oh, this is sitting on some bullshit. Then you just don't want to eat. Then you just don't want to eat. When you're sitting there on a college campus, probably not even 200 meters away from the science department, you could go eat. You can go get all this knowledge, but instead you want to sit there and play philosophical games. What's more reasonable? All this design without an intelligent mind, or shut the fuck up? Then she just dunked on your monkey ass and said, more reasonable or more comforting? Yes, it is very uncomfortable to sit there and say, I've got no fucking clue. But admitting that you've got no fucking clue, Christians, is how you gain the knowledge. Again, weakness isn't ignorance. Weakness is wallowing in that ignorance, especially when a cure for that ignorance is right over there. You got to be fucking kidding me. All right, gang, the big guy told you long enough. He's signing the fuck off. Gin and Truth, let's go. Gang, Samantha rocked it.